Hey guys, John here from Big Dreams Travel, and we're about to head out on our family's summer vacation and just thought I would come and show you a few of the things that we've learned in all of our traveling over the years to theme park destinations, specifically Disney World. Some of the things that we take with us, maybe out of the ordinary or non-clothing type items that are very, very helpful to us when we're in the parks or in the resorts. And so I'm going to show you just a few of the things that we like to take. This is certainly not an exhaustive list, but these are some of the things that we have taken over the years and some things that we now, every trip we go, we know these are going with us. And so I'm going to show you a few of those things right now, so stay tuned. All right, guys, so going to show you a few things here that we take with us. And the first thing I'll show you is something that is, many people know about these, but they're packing cubes. And so this is something we've used for many years now. They really help us get our clothes into the bags nice and neat. You know, don't know that I would say they just save you a ton of space. Although I do think the biggest benefit is they can just keep your bags organized. And so for me, that's what I like. We can keep our suitcases organized, and everything for a certain person is in a different color bag. And so that makes things very nice for us. And so that's what we do with the adults. Now, one thing I will also show you is when it comes to our kiddos, as long as their clothes will still fit in these, we simply put our kids' clothes, we put an outfit each day into just a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. And so we put one outfit in a bag, and then we put those bags in their suitcases. And that way, when we get to our hotel, every day our kids just pick a bag, and then we keep those bags. And if we're on a longer trip and we do laundry, we can refill them. But that helps keep our kids organized, and then they get to go through and can quickly pick out the outfit or the bag that they want to wear that day. So those are a couple things just maybe about packing clothes that we do. The rest of the things I want to talk about are kind of some equipment related things that we use and that we've come to use over the years on all of our trips. And so I'm going to go through a few of those things now. The first thing I'll show you, and this is something that will probably only apply if you've got smaller children in kind of the toddler age. Our youngest son is 5. And we won't use this anymore, but we did use it up until he was about 4. And it is called the little bag for it is a Kids Fly Safe safety harness. But basically what it is it is a seat belt that you can slide over your seat on the airplane. And it's got a couple little straps, almost like car seat straps. And so it kind of turns your airplane seat into a car seat. And so number one, it's going to keep your kids safe, certainly if they're smaller. Number 2, for our kids, we found they kind of liked it because it felt like their car seat, and so they could nap and sleep on the plane a little easier because it made it feel a little more comfortable to them than with just the lap belt on. So that's something we found that on Amazon. We've had it for 5 or 6 years now, and so it's fairly old, but we found it there on Amazon. The other thing that we really love, and we first found these for a cruise, but we now use them on almost all of our theme park destinations just as our theme park bag. And we find these on Amazon. It's just a waterproof backpack. And this is actually a larger one. We have 2 of them. This is the larger one. You can see about the size of my hand there total. It folds up into itself, and then I undo it, and it's a waterproof bag. We've got a smaller one that is quite a bit smaller than the other one. The bigger one that we have actually has it has a separate pouch in the back that you can slide a water bladder down in with a little hose coming out, and we use that like when we're skiing and stuff is when I use that. But that's also sometimes nice to have in the theme parks if you're interested. But we take both of these and we use one or both as our park bags. Of course, our kids are getting a little older, and so we don't have to take in as much stuff. If you've got a younger kid, you may still need more of a diaper bag or a larger style bag. But as they get older, these are nice. Plus, you can jump right on the rapids rides or the log rides or whatever it may be and not have to worry about getting wet. You just throw all your stuff in these waterproof backpacks. Great for cruises as well. Great for cruises. The next thing we always have with us, and ours is not fancy at all. It's just a little bitty first aid kit, Band-Aids, some alcohol wipes, some gauze, just some little things that we may need. There's like a safety whistle in here and some other safety type features in here. But just a little first aid kit we always carry with us, so you have Band-Aids and things when you need it. We just slip that down in the park bag. It's very small, and if you need anything, you've got it there with you. The next thing I will show you is kind of how we travel with things like sunscreen and medicine and all those things that you may need throughout your trip. Now, as I'm kind of talking about these things, the first thing I will show you is Ziploc bags. We take gallon-sized Ziploc bags. You never know when you might need some Ziploc bags. Also take some of these little travel packs of tissues. Are nice at times, but I always take extra Ziploc bags for our trips. Then I use some of those gallon Ziploc bags to take all of our things in bottles, just because I don't know that it's really ever happened, but I would just hate for things like sunscreen or medicine or whatever to open accidentally while you're flying if they're down in your bag or whatever. And so I put them in a Ziploc bag, just a little extra layer of protection. But we've of course got sunscreen. Keep it in one of those, and we've got enough of it to completely fill a Ziploc bag. We've got a Ziploc bag right now that's got some just shampoo and lotion and hand sanitizer, just little things that we might need. Certainly the lotion if you're walking through the parks all day and maybe need it for the kids or for you. Some wet wipes. Always keep wet wipes with us if you're going, and we've done that for years. Of course, now I'm kind of recording this as COVID is kind of winding down, hopefully, but we've got those with us all the time. Just you never know when you might need those. And then I've got one bag, and I'm not going to take everything individually out of here, but it's just medicines and things we may need. So maybe allergy medication for the kids, just in case we need it. Children's ibuprofen and Tylenol, just in case we need it. We've got some adult allergy medication. We've got some cough drops. I do have a set of earplugs in here. Our kids have never really worn them during the fireworks, but you never know when they might need those. Got some antibiotic ointment and cream if somebody gets a cut. Some anti-itch cream. Tylenol and ibuprofen for adults. So we carry all of those things with us in a Ziploc bag. And guys, there are times when bags like these that have all that stuff in it, we've gone on trips and they sit up on a shelf in our hotel room and we never open them. But there are trips when we need them, and you're glad you have that stuff with you. The other, I do have a bag. I've done the same thing with our vitamins for the next couple of weeks. I've just put each type of vitamin in a separate Ziploc bag inside of this larger one. And so that's kind of the Ziploc bag set of stuff, I guess you could say. The other thing we have a handy dandy stroller fan. We do still take the stroller for our kids. They won't ride in it as much anymore, but it is still good to have at times. Certainly, going in and out of the park. Well, there'll be times when we'll park it in one location in the park and may not move it for a couple hours. But it is nice to have. And so we've got a stroller fan that we just take with us. We bought this 5 or 6 years ago, and we still use it. And I think it's good to have with us, although I don't know that we use it just a ton. The other thing we do while we're talking about staying cool in the parks is we have some of the cooling towels that you just sprinkle them with water, and they get cold, and you can hang them around your neck, or our oldest son likes to wear it as a bandana around his forehead. Wherever you want it, super nice and super easy. Just find a water fountain or something in the parks, and you can do that. Staying on the keeping warm train, one thing I wanted to show you, and we don't use this as much anymore because, again, our kids don't ride the stroller as much anymore, but this is the brand is Diano, and this is it's actually a shade that attaches to your stroller in kind of a half moon shape, and it basically makes the shade that comes built in on your stroller much, much larger. You can see it's about 2 feet long, and so it gives your stroller area a lot of extra shade. And then it's one of those things that you just fold it up into a really small deal there to travel with. And so that's something we've used many times to make that shade on the stroller better for the kiddos. As we're talking about the stroller, I will say, and I won't unfold it here right now, but we do have a cover for our stroller. I think in Florida that's always good. I will say our kids, you couldn't pay them to ride on our stroller underneath the stroller cover. So we never use it for our kids when they're in the stroller. We wear ponchos, and I'll show you our ponchos in a second, but we wear ponchos. But we take this so that if we are going to park the stroller and go into a ride and it looks like rain, we can put this on it so that when we come out of that ride, the stroller's not soaking wet. And so that's where we use that. We don't actually use it a lot with our kids with us. It's laying on the bed. I don't think it's anything super out of the ordinary for people to take, but my wife has her Minnie Mouse fanny pack. And then we were just talking about it, and I'll show, I've got several varieties of ponchos. A couple of these are just that we pick up. We have some that we've picked up at Dollar Tree. We have some that come maybe a little bigger for adults. The Dollar Tree ones are great for your kids. And then I've got kind of a reusable one that we've just picked up somewhere over the years. And so we certainly always take ponchos with us. We find it's the easiest thing because when you can pull them out of your park bag and put them on for the rain, and then when it's done raining, we just throw them in the bottom of the stroller, or we could load them back up in the park bag. And you don't have to mess with it. An umbrella is sometimes a hassle to get in and out of the parks. And so that's why we use ponchos. Just a couple more things here. We always take water, something to carry water with us in the parks. This is the one I use. This is a water bottle I bought on Amazon, and I use it on cruises and theme parks, everything. And it's super, super nice. It's not very big, but it does hold a decent amount of water. It's one that is, it's not heavily insulated, but it uses foil, and it's a specially made bottle to keep your water or your drink as cool as possible. And we have similar type cups for every one of our family just to carry water and stuff in the parks. We want those, and so we can refill it when we get to a quick service location. Also like these ones like I have that has a little loop on it, and so you can have a carabiner on your stroller for us, and we can hook it right to that and not have to worry about losing it when we go off into a ride or something else. Kind of the last thing we always take with us, and I'll just show you, we always take glow toys. This one actually makes bubbles. We've got a Buzz Lightyear one here. And we've just found over the years as parents that your kids are going to want you to get these for them. And it's a whole lot easier to keep them from wanting you to buy them. As soon as you see them in the park, they ask for them, and you say, well, hey, we got a couple of those down in the bottom of the stroller. So if you're going to be in the park in the evening, we sometimes grab these and take them with us. Certainly if we're like waiting on the fireworks, we're sitting in a location, these are great to have. And so I would say, if you've got them, take them with you. Or the first time you're there, maybe you buy them and you continue to take them. It's a little bit it takes up a little bit of room in your luggage and all those kind of things, but it can be a lifesaver for keeping your kids from buying a new one every night that you're in the parks. You can take it with you. Certainly while your kids are of stroller age, they're easy to just throw in the bottom of your stroller and take with you. As your kids get a little older, they may be a little tougher to take, but we always take them with us for now. So that's the main stuff I would kind of recommend you looking into. Certainly there's other stuff. If kids are smaller, there are things you'll want to take for smaller kids. For instance, over the years we've bought on Amazon some little snack containers that stack up and they all hook together, and then you can put snacks in them for your little kids. Our kids are kind of the age now, we just take like single serving bags of things. So you can see that's the last thing I have here is we went through and our kids like these things. And so we've gone to Sam's and or Costco where you are, and we have loaded up on a bunch of these, and we're taking them with us. We've packed them in one of our larger suitcases. We obviously aren't taking every box of every snack we bought. We've combined some, and we've put some other places. But we are taking snacks with us. And I'll tell you why we do that. Obviously, you're going to pay less at home than you are if you order it from like Amazon Prime Now, or if you order it certainly from Garden Grocer or something like that, you're going to pay more. So we take them from home, but we find this is really a good thing in our luggage and in our packing, because we can pack all this stuff to go. You're not going to bring all those things home with you. And so you've got built into your luggage space some places for souvenirs and other things that you may bring home that you're not taking with you. And that's always super helpful to us. That's why we pack some snacks, as long as we can keep them safe and those kind of things. We pack them in our checked bags and take them with us so that we have space coming home in our bags for souvenirs. And you guys know, as you pack on destination, you don't always pack it as well as you do when you're at home going to the trip. You always seem like, man, how did I get all this in when I was going down there? And then you're coming home and you don't have any room left. And so this helps you with all those problems. So those are some of our tips for packing if you're going to Disney World or any theme park destination. Think of those things. I didn't show you our stroller, but we're certainly taking we take a double stroller. The one thing I'll mention on strollers as we end is if you're going to a theme park, certain Disney is fairly restrictive in some ways. Make sure you always check the dimensions of your stroller. Disney, for instance, has some very specific stroller dimensions. It can't be so wide or it can't be so long. And so you've got to have one that makes sure you fit inside the dimensions. It's not super hard to find one, but there are some larger strollers that they may not allow because they may not fit through certain ride queues or certain areas, or for fire or evacuation purposes, whatever that may be. It may be too big. So just check the Disney website and the dimension sizes of your stroller and make sure it fits. Disney does not allow wagons. So if you take a wagon into like your local zoo or something like that, Disney does not allow those either. So with that, that's some of our packing stuff. Thanks you guys for tuning in. We hope you have a great trip wherever you're going now or in the future. If you need help planning their trip, give us a call or give us shoot us a message at bigdreamstravelusa.com. We have the best travel agents anywhere, and we will go out of our way to make sure you have the best trip you can. And not to mention, our services are free to you. You get a professional working with you for free. So if you have any questions, shoot us an email, fill out our questionnaire on bigdreamstravelusa.com, and happy traveling, everyone.